In this video, we'll discuss what real numbers are, and we are going to make use of this diagram to explain all the different types of real numbers that we can find. We are also going to use a number line to help us explain the different subsets of real numbers. The first real number that we are going to work with are called natural numbers. So natural numbers on a number line can be described as whole numbers that are positive. So we don't consider fractions or any values in between. They are simply numbers of 1, 2, 3, and so forth. And the notation for natural numbers is a capital N, and it's all the positive whole numbers starting from 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, and so on. Our second subset of real numbers are called whole numbers. And on the number line, these are all the natural numbers, and now we also include 0. So whole numbers have a notation of N0 or NO, and they are natural numbers, and we also include 0. Our third subset are called integers. So on the number line, integers are natural numbers, that is 1, 2, and 3, whole numbers, so we include 0, and negative whole numbers. So again, we don't include values in between. We simply use 0, 1, 2, 3, and now include -1, -2, -3, and so on. And the symbol for integers is Z, and our list is negative whole numbers, 0, and positive whole numbers. Our fourth subset are called rational numbers. These include natural numbers, whole numbers, and integers. Rational numbers also include square roots of perfect squares, like for example square root of 9, which is also equal to 3. Also cube roots that lead to integers, like for example the cube root of 8, which is equal to 2, or the cube root of -27, which is equal to -3. We also get fractions, for example 3/7, which is between 0 and 1, or -4/3, which is between -2 and -1, or any other fractions that you can find on the number line. This also includes improper fractions, where the numerator is bigger than the denominator. Next, within rational numbers, we have terminating decimals. For example, 3.14, which is after 3, or -5.967, which is to the left of the number line. Rational numbers also include recurring decimals. These are decimal values like 2.66666, and the 6 continues on forever. So those numbers that repeat are called recurring values. And we write a dot on the values that do continue. So if I write 2.71 and dots on the 7 and the 1, that will be 2.71, 71, 71, and so forth. So within rational numbers, we had natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, and then extra in this section, square roots, cube roots, fractions, terminating decimals, and recurring decimals. And all of these values are real numbers because they do exist somewhere on a number line. And our last subset of real numbers are irrational numbers. So irrational numbers are numbers that cannot be written as fractions, and also includes decimals that do not terminate. An example of an irrational number is the square root of 5. If I put in the square root of 5 on the calculator, I get 2.23606, and that number continues without any real pattern to it. But we also can see that the square root of 5 will exist somewhere on the number line between 2 and 3. So because this value can exist on the number line, it is considered a real number, but it is irrational because the decimals do not terminate. Another common example of an irrational number is pi. And the decimal value of pi is 3.141592 and so forth. And these decimal values never stop, so they are not terminating. But we do know that pi exists somewhere on the number line between 3 and 4. So all of these numbers together are real numbers. And the symbol that we use for real numbers is simply a capital R, and it includes natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, and irrational numbers. And all of these values exist somewhere on a number line.